FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. The jury discharged in the Adrian Gibson case, the corruption case hitting another delay. The Director of Public Prosecutions directed further inquiries into that MP's alleged rape matter. And former Prime Minister Hubert Minnis says Keith Bell should be fired over that citizenship swearing in. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
It's a new day. Wake up. It's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's here. It's the start of the end of the old way. Revolution. Wake up. It's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Thursday, June 29th, 2023. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Laverne Gardner will be joining us. Also this morning in Morning Blend Business, we are talking with A Squared SBDC, the Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center, about their The Brand Playbook Training Series. We'll get details about that. And we've got tickets to give away to the new movie, The Real Betrayal. 2 tickets to give away if you answer the trivia question correctly. That's coming up, so stay tuned for that. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, a Supreme Court judge discharging the jury tasked with deciding the fate of Long Island MP Adrian Gibson and 5 others. Gibson faces corruption charges connected to his alleged actions while executive chairman of the Water and Sewerage Corporation under the Minutes administration. Gibson, his campaign general, Joan Knowles, the corporation's former general manager, Elwood Donaldson, Jerome Missick, Peaches Farquharson, and Gibson's cousin, Rashay Gibson, face charges of conspiracy to commit bribery, fraud, receiving, and money laundering on a 98-count indictment. Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson dismissed the remaining 7 jurors shortly after 2 members of the panel were excused with cause. Juror number 31 was dismissed after it was revealed that she was possibly related to Gibson through marriage. After she was selected as a juror, the woman said that she called her husband and asked if he was related to the Gibsons from Long Island. However, she said neither she nor her husband knew Gibson personally. The woman admitted discussing the case and reading press reports about the matter despite the judge's admonition not to do so. And juror number 25 was dismissed after she revealed that she had worked in the financial center with Tanya Demerit, a prosecution witness. Demerit was previously charged in the case but took a plea deal. The juror said that she was aware that Demerit was a witness in the case before she was selected as a juror. However, she claimed that she didn't see her in court when the witnesses were called in. It was also revealed that juror number 25 had family roots on Long Island, and her relatives were Gibson's constituents. The jurors were discharged and excused from future jury service. When the remainder of the panel was called in, Grant Thompson explained 2 jurors were excused. She said she can't proceed with 8 jurors, and she can proceed with 8 jurors, but she couldn't proceed with 7 in accordance with the Juries Act. Grant Thompson also cited the period of time that the jury had been seated without hearing any evidence as reason for their discharge. Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernandez says that the acting director of public prosecutions has directed investigators to, quote, some other lines of inquiry regarding their probe into an allegation made against North Abaco MP Kirk Cornish by a woman. On August 26th, police reported that Cornish turned himself in for questioning and was taken into custody in relation to the allegation and was released that same evening. Asked yesterday if police are dragging their feet on the matter, Fernandez said it wasn't the case. He said the file is in possession of the DPP and that she's instructed some other lines of inquiry at this time. He said, quote, that's why I said we don't put a time on investigation. Other eyes are viewing it and generating a few lines of inquiry. Fernando noted that the investigation is very much active. Former Prime Minister Dr. Jimenez blasting a decision by Minister of Labor and Immigration Keith Bell to swear in a woman and her children as citizens of the country at a funeral on Saturday. Jimenez branding it as, quote, unbecoming of a minister, adding that it makes the Bahamas look like a, quote, banana republic. Jimenez said he would have removed Bell as minister for his actions. On Tuesday, Bell said he was fulfilling the wishes of a dying man who wanted his family sworn in his presence. But Menace described Bell as a, quote, independent minister and said that the decision went against policy and suggested that Bell would administer oaths, probably at bars and basketball courts next. And the cost to renovate Government House ended up nearly double the budgeted cost of just under $10 million. According to the project's contractor, officials hosted a rededication and blessing ceremony yesterday at Government House where they showed off improvements to the building and landscape. Floyd Wilmot, CEO of Telco Enterprise Limited, said the budgeted project cost was approximately $9.9 million, but as they progressed through the project, they realized there was more work required. Overseas, France, deploying 40,000 police officers to quell violence that followed a deadly police shooting. A French police officer who shot and killed a 17-year-old driver will be investigated for voluntary homicide following 2 days of fires and violent protests that injured scores of officers. Some 40,000 officers will be deployed overnight to quell violence that engulfed cities and towns in the wake of the shooting. The killing of the 17-year-old during a traffic check Tuesday, captured on video, shocked the country and stirred up long-simmering tensions between young people and police in housing projects and other disadvantaged neighborhoods around the country. Protesters set cars and buildings ablaze in Paris suburbs, and unrest spread to some other French cities and towns. The Interior Minister saying that 170 officers had been injured in the unrest, but none of the injuries were life-threatening. In sports, some great news coming out of the CAC games. Lamar Taylor striking gold for the Bahamas at the 24th Central American and Caribbean Games last night, winning the men's 50-meter backstroke in El Salvador. Taylor, who swam out of the coveted lane 4, put on a show as he slithered his way to the wall, first in a new personal best and national record time of 25.08. The Grand Bahamian also achieved the A cut of 25.16 seconds for the 2023 World Aquatics Championship set for July 14th through 30th in Japan. Early in the morning, Taylor was the first to touch the wall in the heat when he swam one length of the pool in a time of 25.47 seconds. And Taylor just celebrated his 20th birthday 8 days ago, finished ahead of the CAC Games record holder in that event, Trinidad and Tobago's Dylan Carter. But again, Lamar Taylor striking gold for Team Bahamas at the CAC Games in El Salvador. And the Bahamas setting itself up for a strong representation at a global meet in athletics, the 19th edition of the World Athletics Outdoor Championship, set for August 19th through 27th in Budapest, Hungary. And from all indications, the Bahamas will be well represented. Texas Tech junior Terrence Jones revitalizing the sprints for men in the Bahamas, running a personal best time of 9.91 seconds and 19.87 seconds in the 100 and 200 meters events, respectively, this year, qualifying for the World Championships in both events. The 100-meter time ties a 16-year-old national record that was set by Derek Atkins at the 2007 World Championships in Osaka, Japan. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In your weather for today, deep layered ridging across the area will support a relatively stable summer pattern across the islands. Meanwhile, the northern extent of an approaching tropical wave expected to enhance shower activity across the southeast Bahamas later today. Boaters should be alert for waterspout activity, and residents being urged again to remain hydrated and limit outdoor periods due to heat indices again expected to climb into the triple digits. For all areas, look for partly to mostly sunny and hot conditions with a chance of isolated showers and thunderstorms, mainly across portions of the northwest and southeast Bahamas. Mostly fair and warm with a chance of a few scattered showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms across the southeastern islands tonight. Smorecraft should be alert for gusty winds and higher seas in or near heavy showers and thunderstorms. Winds variable at less than 10 knots in the northwest Bahamas and easterly at 10 to 15 knots, falling light and variable at times in the central and southeast Bahamas. Seas 3 feet or less in the northwest Bahamas, but 2 to 4 feet in the central and southeastern islands. 80 degrees right now under fair skies in Nassau. Look for highs getting up to around 90 Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius. The heat index will make you feel like it's 105, though, Fahrenheit, 41 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up after traffic in just a bit. This first look at weather brought to you by Nescafe Coffee. Elevate your coffee experience with Nescafe Gold.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
It's time for break. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. We understand that your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnoses and true personalized treatment begins. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshosp.com.
We're good for you.
Shopping is so rewarding with my Fidelity credit card. I get the best prices
with price protection. Earn and redeem freedom points at my favorite stores. Get cash back. Plus, I booked a cruise. Get your Fidelity credit card today. Call 356-7764.
It's Nassau Tiles June Jubilee Sale. And to celebrate 93 years in business and the Bahamas' 50 years of independence, they're giving you 20% off store-wide. Catch the sale on all tiles, thinset, grout, mosaics, and more. Save 30% off ceramic tiles and up to 30% on selected porcelain tiles. Their experts will guide you in selecting the right tiles. Visit their showroom on Dowsville Street or call 322-2100 to make your dream space a reality. Don't miss this June Jubilee Sale from June 26th to June 30th.
At Wendy's, we are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
You could win your share of $1,000 and free annual memberships when you apply for your Mobile Assist Visa Travel Rewards Card. It's a prepaid Visa that gives you access to travel and online shopping deals worldwide every single day. Enter automatically when you successfully apply through our Mobile Assist app. Use your prepaid Visa 5 times or more, and you are automatically entered to win your share of $1,000. See our social media pages for more details. Apply, save, and win with Mobile Assist.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796 on the Guardian Radio text line, powered by BTC. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Laverne Gardner. Laverne, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. How's everything with you?
Everything is good.
Wonderful, wonderful. Final Thursday of June.
Yes, this month just flew by, Dwight, honestly.
We're entering the second half of the year.
Wow.
Can you believe that? It's wild. Wild stuff. Anyway, we're glad to have you with us as we continue on this journey. All right. Today on the show, a lot to get to in business. We're going to be talking with A Squared SBDC about their new training series. We're going to get the details about that. I've got some tickets to give away to a new movie that is premiering tomorrow. Today's Thursday, right? Yeah. So tomorrow night, we've got tickets to the premiere showing of The Real Betrayal. So if you're paying attention to the show yesterday, you have an advantage because we've got a trivia question. And so if you were listening, then that might help you to win the 2 tickets. So stay tuned for that. But we have a lot of other things to talk about in the news. And in the news, quite a lot of interesting stories in the papers today. A big headline, the NASA Guardian jury discharged in Gibson case. The corruption case hitting yet another delay. Finding out that a lot of, it's a small country. It's a small country, Laverne. And some of these jurors are a little too close to the situation. And so they were...
And that's to be expected,
Yeah.
and it may not happen all the time, but when it does,
Yeah.
no surprise.
Yeah. So, man. So, the new jury is expected to be impaneled on July 24th. And so we'll see. We'll go again. See where that goes. Yeah. Oh my. But pick up today's NASA Guardian to read all about it. It's very interesting story there. And the connections really, really running deep. I don't think we have got, more than 3 degrees of separation between most people in the country.
Yeah.
4. Maybe 4.
Maybe.
Yeah. So it is something else, boy. Everyone's asking about this. What's taking so long with this investigation into the allegations made against North Abaco MP Kirk Cornish? The commissioner says, the director of public prosecutions, the acting director, still asking some questions, making further inquiry. So the investigation continues, and so that's that.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah. Government House finally, the renovations are complete just in time for the 50th, and this is also a surprise, and unfortunately, but coming in the cost coming in well over budget, well over the budget had been apparently $9.9 million, but according to the contractor, let's see what the official thing is. Well, they had started off with one figure according to the contractor, right? They continued. They had to deal with the ballroom. They had some change orders, the main residence, this wing, landscaping, residence roof, western side, portion of the ballroom side. Work on the rafters, damage the lower ceilings. Oh my goodness. We had to take off the entire ballroom roof and try to redo it as much as we could from the old Abaco pine, from the early 1800s and assemble it as it was. Yeah. Was that really net? Okay. I guess keeping up the tradition, sure.
Didn't they say they had to?
They had to?
Yes, that's what you just read. They had to.
They had to.
So, yes, it was necessary. And honestly, Dwight, when have we engaged in a project that did not go over budget? When have you ever heard, okay, this project is complete and we came in budget or even under budget? It's always over budget.
The things that it would be okay if they went over budget on, but that's when. But but usually the important things. But okay, I'm looking for the complete number. But
are you saying raiding government house isn't important?
I didn't say that at all. But I don't know if you would necessarily need to go back to the old Abaco pine that was used. I mean, if you've got more cost-effective measures, I know keeping up tradition is beautiful. And keeping things as authentic as possible is wonderful, but if it's not cost effective, anyway, okay, anyway, a lot of money. So, if you 10, so double, you know what that means. 20 million on a project that was 9.9. But hey, it's the people's house, so it's beautiful. Hopefully we'll.
That's right. I go in there right now. It's the people's house.
So hey, all right. The other big story, it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger every day, and I don't know if that's a good thing. But there's citizenship swearing in at a funeral matter. Now, former Prime Minister Dr. Emilus is talking. He's blasting Keith Bell for that. Had quite a lot of interesting things to say, and we're going to do it. We're going to take a listen to what he had to say. Listen to this report from our Paige McCartney.
Former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis today blasted a decision by Minister of Labor and Immigration Keith Bell to swear in a woman and her children as citizens of the Bahamas at a funeral last Saturday as unbecoming of a minister, adding that it makes the Bahamas look like a banana republic, and that he would have removed Bell as minister for his actions. Bell yesterday defended his actions, saying he was fulfilling the wishes of a dying man who wanted his family sworn in his presence. However, Minnis, who described Bell as an independent minister, said the decision went against policy and questioned whether Bell would administer oaths at bars and basketball courts next.
It sends a bad message to the world, it sends a bad message to the Bahamas, and it makes us look as if we are a banana republic. Citizenship is there to any nation, and it cannot be taken lightly. Keep that with done is totally unorthodox and out of the ordinary. If I were made for Prime Minister, Bell would not be there. He would be removed. And I think the Prime Minister, I told him in Parliament that as Prime Minister, you must make difficult decisions. You must make decisions to ensure the protection of the office of the Prime Minister, and you must make decisions to ensure the protection of your nation. They may not be decisions that you would like, but they are decisions in the interest of the nation. Keith Bell is an independent agent, behaving as an agent, and the Prime Minister must move him. Sending a wrong message to the world, must move him in a proper investigation.
Yesterday, Bell told reporters that the man called him from his deathbed while he was abroad in Switzerland, requesting that his family members be sworn in his presence. However, the man died before Bell returned to the country. In the absence of Bell's removal, Minnis added that the Prime Minister must indicate whether he has changed the policy regarding where such ceremonies should take place.
That is unbecoming of a minister. It is different from the standard policy that we have. The Prime Minister has to answer the question as to whether or not the policy has changed. Because the policy today is these are done in a setting, government setting, with individuals who are present to sign and administer the oath. If the policy has changed, then the people must know that now they can meet the minister in a bar and get their citizenship. They can meet the minister in a nightclub or a restaurant and get their citizenship. If that's the policy, the Prime Minister will state that.
The former Prime Minister said Bahamians should be outraged.
Okay. Our Paige McCartney with that report there. Yeah, a bar, nightclub, chicken shack, wherever you want it. Wow. All right. What do you make of that? Let's talk about it. Give us a call.
You know what's interesting? Sorry, Dwight. Go ahead.
Yeah, give us a call. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Laverne.
Yeah, what's interesting is that, everybody has something to say about this, except for the one person that I would like to hear from, who's the Prime Minister. You think he's just going to maybe stay silent and hope it blows over or we forget? Because, our memories tend to be very short here.
Perhaps until the next scandal comes, or independence, one of them, whichever one comes first.
Comes first, yeah. Mm-hmm. Or maybe throw a party, because, throw a party to distract us.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are quite a few events coming up.
Get distracted by shiny things a lot of times.
Yeah.
And while the minister may not have broken the law per se, it was unorthodox. He himself, in the service, when he was speaking, when he did it, he said it was unorthodox. Mm-hmm. He asked for people not to record, which is like saying record, because come on, the minute you tell someone, hey, don't record this, okay, let me hit record.
Where's my phone?
Exactly. So you knew that what you were doing was against protocol, and then this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
right? Dwight, and then to turn around and try to make this message about xenophobia, you know what I mean? To kind of flip it. No. Well, what are we really doing here? What are we doing?
Well,
what are we doing?
Brace yourself. Brace yourself for this. So in the Tribune today, former, I don't know which part to read first. Former immigration minister Shane Gibson says, I performed citizenship oaths too. Boy. Shane Gibson. Right. Former immigration minister Shane Gibson said he always administered citizenship oaths, adding that the ceremony granting the status has sometimes been performed in people's homes. Yeah. Gibson.
Because that's what we really needed to hear
Right.
from immigration minister Shane Gibson.
And from Shane Gibson.
Well, okay then. If Shane Gibson did it, okay then. What?
Gibson argued that Bell is a lawyer, is a notary public, and qualified to administer the oath. Okay, I don't think people have an issue with this. It's just that the setting was weird.
Nobody's questioning the qualification. What I want to understand.
Well, even the home thing, I could almost fine, but not at a funeral in front of people. Let's not. This is weird. This is a weird time. A weird time.
Right, it's weird, right?
And then to say this was the dying man's wish, that sounds bizarre. Like, wait, what are you?
Don't say that.
Don't say those things.
Don't word it like that or whatever. And I want to know what is it that prompts you to say that this is a good idea? Like, why did you think that this is a good idea? You said that the dying man's wish, and I think you guys got into it yesterday, so we don't have to get into the fact that you have a number that you could call that the minister would answer and you all two would have this conversation. But anyway.
You don't?
I don't.
Oh,
but
okay.
anyway. But anyways, okay.
What's wrong with you?
Clearly something is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I don't need citizenship. But again, I digress, Dwight. I was trying to make a point here.
Right.
I need to know, or I want to try to understand what would prompt you to do this then. You said it was his wish. It happened before he passed. Well, guess what? And I'm not trying to be mean. He passed. So he still, for all intents and purposes, didn't get to see it. You know what I mean?
He's bringing joy to a solemn occasion, brightening their day. That while you cry now, tomorrow you're a Bahamian.
Does anybody know how old these children are?
We still don't. Still haven't gotten the confirmation on it. All right, let's hear what the folks are saying about it. Give us a call again, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free 242-300-5720. It's just a weird place to do it. That's the thing. A weird place to do it. Like say, hey, meet me on Monday. Come to see me on Monday.
Right.
Let's do this in the office. Let's do this. Right? Something. Why?
I don't know. You watched the movie Hitch?
Yeah, long ago. Yes.
Yeah. But there's a scene when he takes the girl, the island to go and see her ancestors, and it comes to find out that her ancestor, when they said the butcher, he was butchering people, and the scene where Will Smith says, I thought that would go differently in my head. I think that was a Keith Bell, all that. I think he thought that would go differently.
I see.
In his head.
Perhaps.
I think that he thought that this would be a beautiful thing, and people would be like, oh, how gracious. Oh, that's what. And not happening.
Let's see what this caller has to say. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
Morning, Laverne.
Good morning.
Hi. Dwight, if our cabinet ministers and government officials are now interested in bringing joy to people, why not do some crown land there at Fish Fry or in Russell Square? I don't know. That would bring him joy, right? But
maybe they'll do it at your funeral.
It would bring. But if the mission is to bring joy, if that's his reasoning, and I get a solemn occasion. But the budget for government house renovations and repairs, in this time where we've seen a ridiculous increase in light bills in the country, how much fuel would that 11 million have bought and staved off the need for an increase? As opposed to all the nonsense we talk about in the news. That's where it gets real. That's where Bahamians really feel the impact in their pocket. That I'm more interested in. Do you think that 11 million that they went over budget would have directly impacted more of us?
I'm sure they could have found a good use for the money. Now, the place was in a terrible state and it needed to be fixed up. But that place, what purpose does Government House and even the presidency yet again, and I know we've had this conversation over and over again, what purpose does Government House serve the average Bahamian? And you're talking about $11 million. That's some context for you, man. Thanks a lot for contributing. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Ms. Gardner. Good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
I think the public is making the wrong argument over this. They should be looking at the angle of the friends, family, and lovers part of it, because aside from the event happening at a funeral, what law was broken? What procedure or policy did the minister not uphold in doing this procedure? Because if there's a public, Bahamians always talk about, we want to know who's getting this, and these procedures should be made public. You had a public event. Like I said, it's at a front, and that might be out of the way. But if we want public, these things made public, then what's the issue, other than it being at a funeral? I mean, I'm probably the wrong person to be defending this, but largely speaking, I don't see a problem with it. We know that there's someone who wants to become a Bahamian. They're being celebrated as becoming Bahamian in public. Isn't that what we want?
You think that's the right time? That's fine.
Like I said, other than the funeral, what law, policy, procedure was broken?
Nobody said that. We just said this is a weird way to do it.
Right.
It's bizarre.
So friends, families, and lovers. That's the angle we need to get at. Okay. He's doing a favor for his friends. That's the problem I have with it. Other than that, I don't see an issue.
All of it.
I like Millicent.
Okay. Thanks a lot. All of it. Sure. All right. And one more call on this, and we'll get to your text messages. Good morning. You're on the air.
Dwight. Morning, Laverne.
Hi.
My favorite day of the week show.
Wow.
I kind of disagree with the last caller who called just now, okay? I think the reason myself and many Bahamians may have a problem with what took place at that funeral is because of what we see happening in our country as it relates to immigration, okay? We now have a problem, a serious concern about all these permits and all of these, how these persons becoming rapidly, like they're taking over this country. So we're thinking in our mind, if this happening at a funeral, then it's happening everywhere else, maybe at restaurant or the engagement, places where it shouldn't. I feel like that should have happened where it's supposed to happen, in office. I don't think it should have happened there. And one more thing, Dwight, about the government house and renovation. I think we need to get our priorities in order. I don't see how our government could even consider, it maybe need renovation, but what about the hospital? Has anybody been to that hospital lately and see what's going on there? And as far as what's going on there? I had to take somebody there the other day, and you're sitting down in the waiting area, and the water, they have things, the water just leaking. The roof is looking up in the ceiling, and everything is just like it's just ripping apart, What's going on there?
Yep.
Why aren't we putting money where money's supposed to be?
All right. Thank you very much. Good questions. One thing, though, it's important that we don't mix up issues, right? So our crisis with illegal immigration, that is a big problem, of course, but that's not exactly what we're dealing with in this case necessarily, right? So these were people who are entitled to or on the path to citizenship. So it's a little bit different. It's just, again, the optics of it, bizarre. And
that's the right word, right there. It's the optics for people. It just, as I said, we're not saying that he broke the law, but it's the optics. And then you think to yourself of people who have been waiting for so long and still are waiting, frustrated.
Absolutely.
And it almost seems as if, for all intents and purposes, we don't know how long they were waiting, but you just went to the front of the line,
Well, maybe not, but you just you hopped over some people, obviously. Obviously. And we got a lot of messages about that. People, what are we hearing there? What is that background? What is that? People saying, what's going on? I've been waiting, can't hear anything about my spouse. What's going on here? And it's very strange.
Exactly, and you can't really blame them for feeling that way, Dwight.
Yeah. Let's take this call. Good morning, you're on the air.
Morning, Dwight. Good morning, Laverne.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Dwight, you got to stop, Man, I need someone to help me get up off the ground, man. You see, who queried about citizenship? Shane Gibson. Dwight, you're
in the paper. I'm just reading what's in the paper.
Dwight, you should read that, man, because from Ingram letting out 150, Brent Simmons gets swing from Ingram with his bees. Shane Gibson, Dr. Hubert Minutes with Obad, and Keith Bell, and Brave Davis said he's one of them too. But what's he dealing with, bad, White man? What's he dealing with? But listen, my thing is forget, it seems to be a culture in the Progressive Liberal Party, this thing, because we forget quick but true. If y'all remember a couple of months ago, Brad Mitchell go and get one woman out, according to what he said, his voice note, go and get one lady out who children was crying and bestow citizenship on them too, So there seems to be a culture in the Progressive Liberal Party. Y'all be done forget that one. That needs looking into too. Because the lady was picked up, took to the children, go into his office crying according to him. So he go and get out and give her citizenship. And if anybody didn't like it, that's their business. That's what he say. So let's tie all of that in together. Thank you for calling.
I hear you. I don't think it's a one-party thing. I think you just aren't hearing much from the other side. But they're all doing it.
If we dig deeper,
they're all doing it. So let's read some messages. This person says here, I'm a 58-year-old Bahamian, and I take my citizenship very seriously and sacred. That swearing in leaves a bad taste. And all who I spoke to feel the same way. Bell needs to be fired. Okay. This person says here, Minnis disappointed all of us, but he is correct on this one. Why is it always Abaco pine and not Andros pine? Which island do you think has the most and best pine? I'm not having this discussion with you. Texter, not going to do it.
Wow.
This person's... Mr. Bell was wrong and in what he did, and it is not something that's supposed to happen at a funeral. That's a first. Well, maybe not a first, but it just feels a bit strange. This person says here, Simonet now menace, and neither of those veteran MPs can actually hold the government accountable by doing more than just demanding that Bell resigns. No way forward by proposing how to make sure it never happens again. Just blah, blah, blah. So when the tables turn, all the opposition can do is the same. PLP ain't even scared to tell you they doing the most, and y'all can't do anything about it. Okay. This person says here, I agree with the former Prime Minister. Keith Bell went against protocols. Yeah, he is the Minister of Immigration, but he is a policymaker. The Director of Immigration or the Chief Immigration Officer should have sworn in the family. Well, again, it's sometimes the minister does it too, apparently.
Right. Yeah. That's what former Minister Shane Gibson said.
Yeah. I think it would have been even a little more tasteful to, if you must, I would have said it on the side privately, but if you must say, if you're speaking, come and see me on Monday and we will have you sorted out. Something like that, right?
Right. Like if you
would have upset some people too, though, but that's right.
If you got up to speak, say that. I know that you've been waiting,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to say to you, meet me at my office at 10 a.m. Monday morning.
Right.
I'm going to fulfill wish or whatever, you know? But okay.
This person says, honestly, could this be a distraction for us not knowing the actual over budget cost of Government House? Well, we still learned it, so I don't know. I'm sure there are bigger problems than that. You don't want to know what else went over budget. Wait till you hear in a few months. All right. This person here is saying some things about shingles. Shingles.
About shingles?
When the opposition...
roof. A roof, you mean?
I'm going to read the next text. When the opposition agitates, they say it just politics. The POP listens to no one. They are very arrogant and adversarial. The sellout media and the public needs to call the POP out and stop powder puffing them. Okay.
You heard that, Dwight?
I don't know what they're talking about, but okay. This person says here, Bell should follow Simonet and do what Simonet did. That's the honorable thing, and resign. If not, explain how a foreign national who has worked for Superwash for 15 years is providing honorable service to the country. Man, y'all need to stop. Also, how he and himself just received citizenship can bestow... No. Well... this part. How he and who just received citizenship can bestow citizenship on his foreign-born wife and minor children. Are you all sure the children are minors? I still don't have any verification on the age. Anyway, minor children such a short time.
Ask the minister. Dwight, could you call the minister and ask him how old the children were?
He didn't answer any of my last calls.
He didn't answer your call?
No. Or
Okay,
messages.
then.
Or messages.
Messages.
No.
Okay.
How he could bestow his citizenship on his foreign-born wife such a short time. Yeah, there are lots of Bahamians trying to sort that out for their foreign spouses, and it is taking a very long time. This one says, I am one who believes that the 100,000 illegals in this country, what are you talking about, Texter, should be given a path to residency and citizenship as we are an underpopulated nation. These individuals can pay the NIB payments of the 20-plus years many like to claim. I'm sure many of them are paying NIB. This can help stabilize the fund. Well, I don't know about that, actually. But anyway, okay. A lot of stuff in there we cannot verify, so please. But anyway, we get your point. This one says, bad decision. The request was made in private, so why make this statement or grant his wish in public? Don't agree with Bell, but can't agree with the man who allowed a resident into the country when I quit my house and didn't resign. I'm appalled at all ministers. What now? Oh, that one. Okay. Talking about him. My family member was born in the Bahamas to an unwed Bahamian father and had to apply at 18. So to heck, I'm editing with Bell and Gibson. This country is sick and the apologists needs their head checked. I mean, I don't know why you're bringing that up. That was... And now your family members should be getting everything together. It should be sorted out now. I know it wasn't easy and it was hard, that weird interpretation of it, but what that anger there, that's not helpful or necessary in this discussion. Okay, but fine, I hear you. For those of us who have been under a rock, what happened, please? Someone got citizenship at a funeral?
You're right. If you haven't heard about that, that's the sum total right there. You got it.
But what made you come up from under the rock? What happened? I kind of would like to go back under a rock, to tell you the truth. I would love it. I need to not hear some of the things I hear. This one says here, Bell clearly sent a message to all the new Bahamians that we need your vote because they are now the biggest voting bloc. Call them Bahamians all you want. Their loyalty is not to the Bahamas. Well, I don't know how you would know that, Texter. But maybe if people keep saying things like that, then they will feel that they shouldn't. This one says here, what is also so very unfortunate is that Bell says that Simonet should examine his own record before he speaks. If Simonet did something wrong while he was minister, then Bell needed to expose that from when he found out about it and not try to make him, Simonet, a villain and not capable of speaking on the matter. Tell that last lady caller that it was the F&M that started that expensive repair of Government House. Okay. Did they intend for it to go double over the budget? I don't know. Why don't we form a committee and render a bill residence where the House Negro for King Charles can reside? Let him know that the slaves didn't revolt, and so we're deserving of $20 million. Okay, it's a humor text, I suspect, there. Well, I mean, if the royals don't pay for their visits when they come here, why would they pay for their representative to live in a place? I don't think. Nah, not going to happen. My biggest concern is that the fact that formal regulatory procedure has not yet been established after the landmark Privy Council case. Will DNA be required for fathers to prove they are the father of the children? What is the formal procedure for dead fathers? The minister was out of order. Well, they're still sorting that out. They say if you're on the birth certificate, then there's no issue. They should be issued passports. But if you're not on the birth certificate, then they're trying to sort that part out there. That's what the last thing we've heard from the AG was. Let's take this call, and then we got to take a break. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are you there? No? Okay. All right, a couple more text messages before we go to the break. This person says here, the venue was the wrong place to grant citizenship. You were creating a straw man's argument about waiting too long for citizenship. If all of your documents are not correct or you don't have all your documents, why should you be granted citizenship? If the people at the funeral had their documents in order, then you cannot compare both issues. Well, there are lots of people who have everything in order and are still waiting. So, so that's what we're saying.
Right. It isn't always a case of missing documents.
And
there are people who I know personally who've done everything, submitted everything twice because the file got misplaced and they're still waiting.
I think that's a policy. They have to lose your file at least once.
Just once.
Yes. Like that's a verification process. If you could get everything back the same way, this is accurate because this is the same thing that you had before. Great. But if it's different, they're like, this wasn't what you said before, even though we lost that one. Right. This one says here, do we know the date on which for citizenship for his wife and children? No, I don't. Okay, I'm not going to read that one there. If you think this is an issue worthy of your time, you will forever be duped by the media and politicians. Okay. And this one says here, maybe the Prime Minister needs to shuffle his cabinet. What will that do? What will that do? Dwight, tell Mr. Bell I have 5 Dominican and 5 Cuban women I want to pass my citizenship on to. Can Mr. Bell have compassion for my future wives I want to bring over and pass citizenship to? I think you have to marry them first.
You have to already marry
Right,
now.
you have to marry all of them first. And I don't think you can marry all at the same time, so you're going to be a very busy person. And good luck to you with that. Yeah. Let's take a break. We'll be back with a whole lot more. This is Morning Blend on a Thursday morning here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We've got some trivia to give away as well after the news. Stay with us.
I don't go in water. I just go to boat fight with somebody's daughter. I like you, but I hate it. The love. Hey, yeah. You should know I'm a Bahamian from the Bahamas. It's the place you vacation. Slime domino every occasion. If I did it over, I wouldn't change.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Gear with an auto loan, RBC makes it easy to get your own.
Get in gear with an RBC auto loan with up to 100% financing, extended repayment, and low interest rates. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/gear up. Conditions apply.
That's the sound of your car or truck. That's the sound of your horn. Get in gear with an auto loan. RBC makes it your own.
Let's get your first look of traffic in, brought to you by RBC. Get in gear with an RBC auto loan. In your real-time traffic, we've got Milo Butler Highway not looking so bad, but midway between Fire Trail and Tawny Quilliams-Darling Highway, you'll see some congestion in front of you just north of Harold Pond there. Tawny Quilliams-Darling Highway, though, is backed up westbound to that roundabout this morning. Blue Hill Road, busy for you just north of Soldier on the way to Independence Drive, and a bit of congestion at Gladstone Road near Munnings Road, northbound to JFK Drive. Elsewhere, Robinson Road, looking busy for you between Soldier and Old Trail, and on the way to Marathon Road, and just pockets along Prince Charles Drive. Not looking bad at all, though, for you this morning. That's your first look at traffic. We'll have another update for you in a few minutes after the 8 o'clock news. Traffic brought to you by RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean.
Alive believes loyalty is not without its rewards. We're offering you a summer full of deals to say thanks for sticking with us. Enjoy free roaming, free data, cash back, and more incredible deals with the certified fastest network in the country and top-rated service. Alive gives you something worth holding on to.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 4224796. Standard text rate supply. And now, a check of your weather for today, brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. Here's what's happening. We've got deep layered moisture, deep layered ridging across the area. That's going to support a relatively stable summer pattern across the islands today. Meanwhile, the northern extent of an approaching tropical wave expected to enhance shower activity across the southeast Bahamas later tonight. Got some warnings. Mariners should exercise caution as there's a slight risk of waterspout activity. And everybody, again, being urged to remain hydrated and limit sun exposure and extended periods outdoors due to the high heat indices, again, in the triple digits today. For all areas, your forecast calls for partly to mostly sunny and hot conditions, with a chance of isolated showers and thunderstorms, mainly across portions of the northwest and southeast Bahamas today. Mostly fair and warm, with a chance of a few scattered showers and the chance of isolated thunderstorms, mainly across the southeastern islands tonight. Small craft should be alert for gusty winds and higher seas in or near showers or thunderstorms. Temperatures today getting up to around 90 Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius, but it will feel a whole lot hotter than that. The heat index up to 105 Fahrenheit, 41 Celsius. And the overnight lows tonight getting down to about 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. In your extended outlook, a weak pressure pattern will support mild boating conditions, while a pair of weak surface troughs near the extreme northwest and southeast Bahamas could trigger some isolated showers and thunderstorms across those areas. So for tomorrow, Friday, mostly sunny and hot conditions with a few isolated showers and thunderstorms, mainly across the northwest and southeast Bahamas. And then Saturday, July 1st, partly to mostly sunny and hot with a chance of a few isolated showers or thunderstorms. Topics: we are watching a surface trough that's producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms a few 100 miles southeast of Bermuda. That system, the remnants of what was Cindy, has a low chance of tropical cyclone formation through the next 7 days, about a 20% chance over the next 7 days. That's your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Bahamas First. Visit firstonlineinsurance.com and select a Bahamas First agent to purchase, pay, or renew your car or home insurance 100% online, or just stop by any Bahamas First agent. Bahamas First, celebrating 40 years as the first Bahamian general insurance company. What's first for you comes first for us. 8:23, time for another check of your traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC. Get in gear with an RBC auto loan. And in your real-time traffic, Marla Butler Highway getting busier for you. Just as you approach Harold Pond, you'll notice that traffic in the northbound lanes heading to Tawny Gloom's Darling Highway. Traffic is heavy and backed up along Tawny Gloom's Darling Highway, though, westbound to that roundabout this morning. Glass Road looks like a better alternate route for you. Just as you approach Munnings Road, you'll see that traffic heading northbound to JFK Drive. Blue Hill Road is a bit congested, just north of Soldier on the way to Independence Drive northbound. And near Robinson Road, heavy traffic between Soldier and Old Trail westbound. And then the intersection with Wolf, Bernard, Soldier, and Village looking a bit busy for you at this hour. Elsewhere, not much more to talk about. Relatively smooth commute for you. That is your morning blend traffic, brought to you by RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/gear up for an RBC auto loan.
Loyalty is not without its rewards. We're offering you a summer full of deals to say thanks for sticking with us. Enjoy free roaming, free data, cash back, and more incredible deals with the certified fastest network in the country and top-rated service. Alive gives you something worth holding. Hold on to the best in the business. Alive. Believe, invest. Terms and conditions apply.
The B3As will host the 2023 National Track and Field Championship, July 5th through 7th. Who will have bragging rights when it's all said and done? Stephen Gardner, Women's Javelin, NCAA Champion, Remo Altamont, or Carifta record holder, Kimera Strawn, Women's 100 meters, Andronique Strawn, or Anthea Charlton, just to name a few. Mark the date, July 5th through 7th, the B3A's 2023 National Track and Field Championship at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. It's track and field at its best.
Indulge in an experience that awakens your senses with Nescafe Gold. Premium Arabica coffee beans, carefully selected, roasted to perfection, and finely ground, resulting in a unique and unmatched flavor and aroma that captivates the senses. Enticing aroma, smooth taste. Elevate your coffee experience with Nescafe Gold.
The Bahamas Public Parks and Public Beaches Authority invites all private companies and civic organizations to adopt a chance to stand out from the crowd, beautify and enhance our local areas for residents and tourists alike, just in time for the 50th anniversary of our independence. With this opportunity, you can engage persons on the go, generate media interest, and promote your company. Stand out and celebrate 50. For more information, you can call 242-604-3750.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. Don't lie on your resume. Because if you say you've got trapeze experience, someone might shoot you out of a cannon and expect you to do a gymnast routine while flying through the air at 82 miles an hour. And just because you want to land on your feet doesn't mean you will. if you're smart, you'll have CG Medical Insurance, so you get the best coverage for the price.
Get the best coverage for the price. CG Atlantic Medical and Life Insurance. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
I am a Bahamian.
Yeah. Yo, hey yo, we come a long way and we just begun. Come on, lift up the heads to the rising sun and just sing it out loud. I am a Bahamian. Come on, sing it out loud. I am a Bahamian. From Bahamas to an Grand Islands in between. If you know you in love with the silent chain, come on, sing it out loud. I am a Bahamian. Come on, sing it out loud. I am a Bahamian. I am a Bahamian citizen, 242 resident, native son of the 8 Mile Rock settlement, highly intelligent, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce Papa Smurf in the element. Bahamian accent, I'm song to make it sound eloquent. Any place other than this is irrelevant. Tropical paradise, beauty is evident. This goes out to the Bahamian government, leaders of the country, members of parliament. Each and every settlement needs some.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner on this Thursday morning. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to be giving away some tickets to the first showing of the local movie The Real Betrayal, which is tomorrow night. So you've got 2 tickets you could win in just a few minutes if you answer the trivia question correctly. So hopefully you were paying attention to the show yesterday when they were on, and that will help you greatly in answering the question. Or maybe you really know about the movie, and so then you have another advantage, but we'll get to that in a bit, so brace yourselves for that. All right, so we continue to discuss what we've been talking about. Just want to read the last few messages of this before we move on to something else. So your text message. This person says here, oh my goodness gracious. What? Oh, boy. Dwight, how can we be underpopulated if the world is overpopulated? That makes no sense. What? Seriously, texter? Okay. And Belle didn't use a Bible to swear her in, and they recited the wrong part of the Constitution. Okay, well, now. Anyway, oh boy. Did we hear anything further from immigration or Belle about the Chinese that were being housed at the closed hotel on Bay Street? Nor have they said anything about the barbers yet, right? Right, Laverne? And the slaps?
Nope.
That's still nothing. It's still
Perhaps that's still under investigation.
Yes. This is why people are dying waiting for, because they got so many things they have to do. This one says, if a person wished to see something happen before they die, how is that request fulfilled after they are dead? It's not a proper fulfillment of that request.
That was my point.
Well, this text simply says, this is a hot show this morning. Great job. Okay. Well, thank you. This one says here, it shows their loyalty to Haiti, huh? Because new Bahamians constantly encourage other people from Haiti to come here. Just go on social media and you will see their loyalty. This is the person who said they're not loyal. Okay. How can the dead guy reach... Now, these are getting silly now. So, come on. What's happening? How can the dead guy reach Minister Bell in Switzerland and I can't get him when he's right in office? Well, obviously, we don't have the right numbers. This one says, you asked that caller who sees nothing wrong with how it was done if he would get married at a funeral service. Well, I get your point, texter. Sadly, Laverne, I think a whole lot of people wouldn't have a problem with that. Just knowing how the country's going.
You think so?
Yeah. No, I could see plenty of people be like, whatever. We gotta go. Honeymoon. I'd almost say 47% of the people around here probably wouldn't have a problem getting married at a funeral. People keep bringing up the fact that people got married in a jail cell. So what's the big deal? Funeral in the graveyard, COVID hospital. What doesn't make a difference? What makes it?
We're going too far here.
Go and tell me about it.
Let me pull you back.
Tell me about
Let's
it.
not get into that.
Oh boy. Government house and the baseball field all in the same boat. Yeah, and more to come. Once we put the conch shell from the roundabout in the place of the Columbus statue at Government House, it'll be complete. By the way, Dwight, there was a talk about whistleblower protection some time back. Do you have any idea what the status is? I mean, isn't that kind of still that's in place. I don't know. I mean, we have the legislation, protection, but yeah. Is there teeth? That's the thing. That's OBAN's our thing. So it's where the file is.
It's, what's crazy to me? We always do this. I mean, the ministers do this, opposing sides in government do it. We do it. Someone does something wrong or something that's questionable. And the knee-jerk reaction is to, when you say, well, this isn't right, the knee-jerk reaction is to say, well, you did such and such. Okay, I was wrong. And this person is also wrong. Like, it's almost as if, okay, well, since you did something wrong, you don't have the right to say that this other thing is wrong. And it isn't wrong because you did. What? Come on. All right. Minister in the OBAN deal. Okay. How does that now change what we're talking about?
Yeah. The question is why it's been still politically around. But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. But that's a whole other show. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Doing well.
Very good show as usual. Mr. Strachan, okay, and Lavoine, good morning, and Freeport, how you doing?
Good morning.
I listened to this whole situation with Mr. Bell, right? And I don't think Mr. Bell did anything wrong. And I want to explain why he said that. Mr. Bell said that he got permission from the cabinet. He got permission from the board. So if he got permission from those two entities who's above him, then it excuses him now as to the stuff what he did. This is my opinion. Okay? He said, and I hear a lot of people say about corruption. Okay. He said also that these persons was applying for citizenship from the other party was in office, then that would take us back to at least 4 years, right? So if all the procedures was followed, and the only thing happened that he executed the citizenship out of funeral service, which in the law doesn't say to him that he cannot do it there. Okay, now for me, the problem I have with it, I think the cabinet, also the board, should have exercised better judgment in giving him that advice to do it. But apart from that, I don't see no corruption. We have to trust these people that we elected to the point where if we find out that they do something that untoward, then we could hold say corruption. But just to speak out and say because it was done at a funeral, it's corruption, I think no. And I think when we do that,
we never said it was corruption.
No, I know.
Some people might be saying that.
No,
but
you didn't say that.
Just
I hear you say that, but I'm just saying it because I hear a lot of people saying it's corruption. You know, and I think when we do that, we dumb down the conversation. It takes it to a point where we leave it right there because we say it's corruption, which and I think this can be a good education process for us as to how things supposed to be done. Because there's a law that governs all. Just read what the law says. If the law says he could do it, then he could do it. The law says he can't do it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I mean, that's my point about it, though.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's the look. It's the look. And some people apparently don't mind the look. But I've said to some people before, the issue, there is a perception that there is corruption in the system, right? And the way this is done is odd, and it further gives life to the feeling that this can be a corrupt system. So it's not that this was corrupt; it's just that it just is so weird, and it gives the feeling that anything goes, which is what everybody says about the country, right? Anything goes. And so the ministers in our cabinets need to try as hard as possible to be seen to be doing things above board and in the correct way as much as possible. That's all.
Agreed. Well said.
All right. This person says, didn't you guys bring up Shane Gibson? You guys did the same thing, I guess, in response to what you said, right? To the person about the O-Band thing. No, we
didn't bring up Shane Gibson.
We read an article in the paper today that somebody went to Shane Gibson and asked him about it, of all people.
Right.
That's all. So not the same thing that you're doing. Nope. Really want to move on from this. Let's take these calls quickly, and then we got to go to something else. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, a pleasant day to you.
Hi, good morning.
I haven't called in a while because I was extremely busy, but I want to call so that so Anton know that I'm not intimidated by him. The last time I called, he made a remark afterwards, and he doesn't even know me. But I just woke up a moment ago and I heard about citizenship. When I applied for citizenship, it was during one administration, and when the administration changed, it was actually given. Well, it was already done, so to speak, but it was the swearing in was done by the other administration.
Mm-hmm.
So I am actually the essence of the entire Bahamas on both sides of the fence, so to speak.
Mm. Where did they swear you in?
Oh, well, in the right place. But I stayed in the right place, but I officially at the Ministry of Immigration.
Oh, okay.
So so I didn't say, but I'm just saying that to say that. Nothing is wrong per se with crossing to administration in the process itself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about the location because I don't even know about this story. But I'm calling because.
It sounds like almost everybody has that situation where it crosses two administrations. It takes a long time.
Anytime another caller make a comment about a previous caller, it's good to know exactly what they're speaking about because somebody says, "Oh, that caller always called, and he has an agenda, and he has a this, and he has a that," and not even knowing. So specifically, then, well, what wrong did that caller say? What was wrong?
Yeah.
And pinpoint them, investigate them, quiz them. Thank you very much, sir.
I appreciate it. And the final call on this. Good morning, caller on the air.
Yeah, morning, Dwight.
Hi, morning.
Now, I heard...
Turn on your radio for us, please. Turn on your radio.
Hello?
Turn on your radio for us. We're hearing some feedback.
Yeah, okay, turn it down. Mm-hmm. I heard one of your callers saying it was approved by the cabinet and whatever. Yes, that might have been the case, but it was not approved for him to go to the funeral and do it. I think that's what the state. That's what I wanted to get across. I think he got approval to give up the citizenship, but not in that setting. I think that was wrong, And another thing, too, we need to stop giving up. Right now, we're giving up petty citizenship, and if we don't watch it, they're going to take over eventually.
Now, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Well, right. God make us a little small nation, right? And everybody who come here, some come by boat, some come illegally, they get citizenship. I mean, I don't say some don't deserve status, but we need to start giving them more permanent resident instead of citizenship. That's what I meant. And people got to understand what citizenship is all about. And let me say this is on my mind. Let's say we have to go to war, and let's say it'll be a war against, let's say Haiti. And all them got our passport. And you saying, boy, we got to fight Haiti. Now, there's Bahamian, But you think they won't go to fight a war against Heidi.
Well, let's be sensible and realistic, because that would be foolish.
I can hardly hear you.
I said, let's be sensible and realistic. That would be foolish, and that would be ruinous for this country. But also, a lot of the people that you're talking about are entitled to citizenship, right? So I don't think it's as arbitrary as you're making it out to be. It might feel like that, but it doesn't mean that it is like that. So, but perhaps. But anyway, I hear you. Okay, we got how many people in this country? 400,000. They have how many? Let's not even think about things like that. Let's not do that. Okay. Yeah. Man. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. So, also in the papers today, Senator Randy Roll outlining the initiatives to upgrade downtown Nassau. Our Candia Dame's writing about this, Laverne. Senator Randy Roll, who heads the Demolition Task Force for downtown Nassau. That's what it's called, the Demolition Task Force. Saying that it will continue demolitions of dilapidated and derelict buildings in downtown Nassau in August, contributing to debate in the Senate on the budget. Roll noted that these buildings are not only a health hazard, but an eyesore. He also outlined a number of other initiatives intended to improve Nassau as a destination and enhance visitor satisfaction. Roll, global relations consultant in the Ministry of Tourism, said the ministry intends to create the ultimate experience. The Ministry of Tourism, okay. He said officials will create Segway for guests who need to quickly maneuver through traffic to make it to their port of embarkation on time. He said, quote, it has been... Oh, dear. You right? I don't even need to say anything, right? This is trouble. Okay. Anyway. Roll said, quote, it has been brought to our attention that some guests have missed their departure times because they were stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic. When closing our roads, we must consider all stakeholders. Oh, this is when they close the roads for stuff in the square.
Right.
Oh my. Well, okay. So they're gonna hop out of the taxi and get on a Segway, and then just zoom down to the port.
Segway and with their luggage. No.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that part. No, they wouldn't have that much luggage.
No, they wouldn't have that much.
Right.
Whatever
Just the T-shirt
Yeah.
that they bought, the T-shirt they bought downtown, and the jewelry. Right.
Right.
He said officials will also bring Gumbe back to Bay Street and revitalize Junkanoo Beach. He said, quote, the Department of Lands and Surveys completed their assessment and survey of Junkanoo Beach, and I am pleased to report that finally order and structure will be returned to this area. The dumpster that you see along West Bay Street right before Junkanoo Beach will be gone in short order, and the paperwork to remove this has already been signed. Paperwork. Oh, my.
To remove a dumpster?
Really well. Got to do that in order, but you could grant citizenship at a funeral.
Right. We've moved on. We've moved on from that.
Woo. Wow. Representation and regulation, the stakeholders located on Junkanoo Beach formed the Junkanoo Beach Vendors Association and recently signed on with the trade union. He said this is progress. And he's saying the ministry has also been in communication with transport officials, and they've started the conversion to assist with the rerouting of jitney drop-off and collection points. Oh, really?
Okay.
Huh. Well, hopefully they'll stop blocking up Bay Street near Hoffers there. That is insanity.
Well, Dwight, if it's blocked up, just hop on your Segway.
What about the car?
Just leave it there. Just put it.
You know what? You. That is a good idea. Okay.
Just put it in park. Make sure that it's secure.
Yes. No, you're right.
Hop on your
Why not?
Segway. Go to where you need to go, and when you're done,
Come back for it.
Segway back to your car.
Oh, boy. Roll also announced that common areas will be regularly maintained. inclusive of but not limited to landscaping, the removal of stray animals.
When you say the removal of
Are they stuck? I don't understand.
What do you mean?
They're like glued to the wall? Okay. Anyway.
You're just going to gather them. Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
The removal of outdated utility boxes and the
Okay.
branding of planters and replacing damaged stones on the thoroughfare. There'll be an in-house tenders board and signed off. This is subject to an in-house tenders board and signed off by the permanent secretary. Local landscaping company will be identified to maintain the greenery in the downtown area. More benches and seating areas will be added for guests, and not just those who came to sit and hang out all day. Well, I mean, who's doing that? Would that be right? Okay, well, maybe that will become a thing once they start fixing it up. People who wanted to come and hang out all day downtown. Wow, will I see that in my
Doesn't he
lifetime?
make that sound like a bad thing? He's like, there'll be seating available and not just for people who want to hang out all day.
I don't think I'll see that as in my middle-aged life. That'll be
No, Dwight, come on. Let's
I'd have to
be,
be at least 80 to see
a little bit more optimistic.
hang out downtown all day. What?
Yeah.
Downtown Nassau? Well, let's
The
speak it.
reimagined version.
Let's speak it into
not
existence.
in its current state.
Let's speak it into existence, yes. Roll announced that the number of tourism ambassadors will be increased as well, and officials will collaborate with the Ministry of Works for the cleaning. And hopefully that means that someone will address the flooding on East Bay Street. That is awful, and we need to get that sorted out, definitely.
Hence, drainage. He did say that.
Yeah. Quote, we will ensure that all vendors and shop owners are in complete compliance with the laws within this Commonwealth and have the proper permits and licenses to operate on Bay Street. We will also increase the number of garbage bins along Bay Street, and we will liaise with the Department of Environmental Health to increase the collection time and dates. We are in active talks with the major cruise lines, and they have agreed to partner with us in the cleaning of Bay Street. What? Okay. Well, I mean, sure. The cruise lines? Huh. What's that about?
I don't know. We need their help to clean up.
Will they help with Carmichael Road? No? Just Bay Street. Okay, the details of this agreement will be announced as soon as completed. We will also be enforcing the sanitation clause in shop owner executed maintenance agreements. Barring that, we will then engage the Department of Inland Revenue's business license section. Oh, boy. Let me read this sentence again. We will also be enforcing the sanitation clause in shop owner executed maintenance agreements. Barring that, we will engage the Department of Inland Revenue's business license section. We implore the owners of the spaces and buildings on Bay Street to maintain their property. We will not tolerate littering and the disposal of waste on our streets. The government is only responsible for the collection and removal of refuse in common areas. Shop owners must do their part to keep their surroundings clean. If the rules aren't adhered to, fines will and must be incurred. We shall have regular consultations with stakeholders as we value their input. In partnering with industry stakeholders, our overarching goal is to revitalize the downtown area and to enhance the overall experience from our international and domestic guests while positively motivating the socioeconomic climate. Okay, all right. Let's get your reaction to that. Anything will be better than what we have downtown right now. And 36232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. All right, text here. Not Carmichael Road, Dwight. Only tourists, so Bay Street. That's it. Right. I should know better. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stay clear.
Ooh. Okay, all right. What do you think of what you heard? Yeah, I mean, one would have thought this was what was going on all along. I'm not hearing anything groundbreaking and shocking and new and, really creative. But those things, that's no. So what was going on before? We just, everything, whatever you want to do, whatever you want, just do it. Yeah, I mean, it looks like that. Okay. Let's see what this caller has to say. Good morning, you're on the air.
Dwight, I don't want to belabor the key spell issue, but I think I agree. The optics is terrible and perception is reality. Given the climate, and, a lot of people are up in arms about illegal migrants to this country, and it just comes off as personal with the MP when he's supposed to be carrying out the policy of our country, and to bestow such a thing like a citizenship, it just did not come across very well. And instead of him trying to defend, and say, well, he don't feel that he broke any laws, he should have probably apologized and said, that he probably should have done it in another way,
Yeah. Don't expect that, though, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Good point.
Appreciate it. Yeah. All right, some of your text messages. We go to a quick break here. This person says here, well, you need paperwork to wipe your hip in this country. Okay, well, certain people do. Jokey leaders, that's all the text says, okay. In terms of downtown renovations, I'll believe it when I see it. Oh, boy. Okay.
That sounds like a friend of yours. Yet cynicism is contagious.
Well earned. The removal of the stray animals. Well, okay. Yeah, man. We'll be back. This is Morning Blend. We got those tickets to give away when we come back. Stay with us.
This goes out to the Bahamian government, leaders of the country, members of parliament. Each and every settlement needs some development. If you ain't encouraged, then this is encouragement. We are in a country that's healthy and prominent. Visitors visit and they leave with astonishment, only to return again. I am very confident. I am sure as I is a Bahamian. Yo, we come a long way and we just begun. Come on, lift up.
Bahamas Games? What was the purpose of the games?
The purpose is twofold. One, to bring Bahamians from throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas together through sports. And the second, to find talented athletes throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to be trained and possibly make it to the Olympic level.
When the games is?
This July 7th to the 15th.
For more info, call 322-1029.
Wherever you're headed, the Custom Computers Know-How team is standing by to help guide you in the East and the West. We now have 2 convenient locations on Patton Street in Palmdale and our newest store in the Caves Village Shopping Plaza through the Blake Road entrance. Discover the latest products by top international brands and the knowledge you need to unleash tomorrow. Drop by Custom Computers out east or out west. We're open Saturdays from 10 till 4.
It's Bahama Rock! It's time to rock to the best in Bahamian music. Bahama Rock, the national all-Bahamian concert, takes place this Saturday at the Westin Esplanade, starting at 6 p.m., featuring our Grammy Award-winning Bahamian, along with a cast of the best in Bahamian entertainment. Bahama Rock! Come out and celebrate with all your favorite Bahamian entertainers live on stage this Saturday, July 1st. To get your free tickets, log on to www.celebrate-bahamas.com or check out Celebrate Bahamas on Facebook.
Total Auto Care on Howard Road offers fast, quality auto maintenance at the very best prices. Tune-ups, oil changes, brakes, suspension, wheel alignments, radiators, water pump replacements, and more. Need quality brand-name tires for your vehicle? Tires that'll stand up to these roads? No worries. We supply Michelin, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, Pirelli, and Toyo. We'll import them fast and install them for you at no extra cost. So when your car needs maintenance or quality tires, we're on Howard Road, just before Burger King. Come see us. Total Auto Care. Call us at 341-6599 or 341-2350.
Tired of paying too many bills and loan payments each month?
Shrink your monthly debt payments down to one easy payment with our debt consolidation loan.
It also has a built-in savings that pays you 5% interest.
Inquire about our debt consolidation loans today.
Call 356-7764.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
KB and Sting, coming with the Bahamian team. Come on. Woo! Oh, yeah.
Okay, welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. As promised, 2 tickets to give away to the Real Betrayal, the movie, the Bahamian movie that is premiering tomorrow night at Atlantis Theater. I've got 2 tickets to give away to the 6 o'clock showing tomorrow. All you have to do is answer this trivia question correctly, and you could win. You could win. Hopefully you were listening to the show yesterday. What is the name of the lead actress in the movie, and what's her character's name? She was on the show yesterday. What's her name, and what's the character's name? If you have those 2 names, you could win. Give us a call. 323-6232 or 325-4316, 325-4259. You could win. You could win. Just call us right now, and you could win. Let's see. We've got a call coming in. Do you know the answer to the trivia question, caller?
Is it Tennille Burroughs?
What? That's the actress's name?
Yes,
And what's the character's name?
I got stuck with that one.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not correct. Not correct at all. But thank you for that. Okay, interesting. Yeah, call in 323-6232, 325-4316. 325-4259. Okay, so while we wait for that, let's read some more of your messages. And if you want to call in to continue to talk about downtown, anything is good compared to what we've been doing. It has been stagnant for a long time, and we've all been hoping that the Nassau Cruise Port will be a great wake-up call for downtown, that something has to be done. Still waiting for the overall master plan for the area, the full area, and especially east of East Street. So much potential there. What is the master plan? What have we decided to do? Are we going to do zones? Are we going to have an entertainment district? Are we going to have a design district? Are we going to have a theater district? Are we going to have a food district with outdoor cafes? Are we going to do any of these things? What are we going to really do so that people, even when they leave the port, can have a wow experience and say, boy, I don't want to get back on that cruise ship because this is the place to be. Will that ever happen? Or people,
it can, yes.
Mm-hmm. Or people might say, hey, I need to come back here. And not
right.
And
they may say, I need to come back here and just visit here as opposed to, just a stopover cruise.
Mm-hmm. Right. And hang out downtown all day.
Dwight.
Mm-hmm. Just saying. This person's, what is this? Nope. That's back to that. Okay. As this person says here, Dwight, when positive things are happening, you are negative. Then when you are talking positive stuff, your callers are negative. Then you wonder why, trying to be more positive. Hey, I'm not being negative. I'm just saying, I will believe it when I see it, right? And these are things that should have been going on now. There's not really anything that's going to change downtown. It won't look dirty and hopefully smell like urine. But what are we really doing to transform the place? We're still going to be having a bunch of T-shirt shops and jewelry stores. Where are the Bahamian restaurants? Where will you experience culture downtown? Bahamian culture, I mean. So if that sounds negative to you, then yeah, okay, it is. Because we still don't sound like we have a plan. So this person, that's funny. Okay, this person says here, it's back to Keith Bell. Okay, no, not that again. Nope, that's not the name, and we're not doing text messages. You got to call in for the tickets. 323-6232, 325-4316. 325-4259. Again, what is the name of the lead actress in the movie, and what's the character's name? lead actress in the movie and the characters. And we met them yesterday on the show. So that's what you have to answer to win the tickets. Yeah. All right. Final thoughts, Laverne. Freeport having similar issues, hey, with your downtown and your downtown product. What's happening there? Is there a plan there? What's going on?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, Freeport has it together. Visit and visitors and tourists and Bahamians who come to Freeport know what's what and where to go.
If you come to Freeport and you come downtown, you'll be able to go to the grocery stores and visit the other shops that are around there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And everybody's happy with that. That's the way it is. That's fine.
That's what's there.
Mm-hmm.
And, across from the quote-unquote downtown, if you wanted to get some delicious fruits, you can go over to the fruit and vegetable market. That looks more like a T-shirt market, but
Why does it look like a T-shirt market?
Because that's all you see.
Are there no fruits and vegetables?
Yes, in between the copious amounts of T-shirts and things.
In between the T-shirts?
Hey, people are supplementing their income. It's like a one-stop shop.
Mm-hmm.
You can get fresh fruits and vegetables. You can get conch salad. You can get daiquiris, and you can also get souvenirs.
Hey, doesn't sound so bad. Okay, well,
right.
Well, there you go.
So downtown, it's coming together.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be doing some work on one of the parts of the building. Not quite sure what it's going to be, but yeah, it's coming together.
Sounds wonderful. The movie is The Real Betrayal. Somebody's asking. I guess he's trying to do some research. The Real Betrayal. What's the name of the actress, the lead actress, and her character's name? Yeah. So
I say if nobody calls in the next 2 minutes, you should just send me the ticket.
Are you going to be flying in?
Are you going to be flying me in?
Okay. This sounds downtown type scenario there. We're back to the garbage piling up on the side of the streets thing. Right? You seeing this? The last time you were here, I don't know if you noticed. But we'd been doing a little bit better, I think. But we're back to it now. It's just litter everywhere.
Well, I am having a similar issue in Grand Bahama.
Yeah.
So, yes, littering has gotten just way out of control. Illegal dumping, it's really bad. It's not the Grand Bahama that I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, you can just tell, people are just tossing their refuse out of the cars. Another thing that we see happening in our area, is people, I don't know if they live in the area, but on a Sunday evening, a Sunday night, or very early Monday morning, you will see trash in a trash bag, neatly tied and everything, maybe sitting on the end of a corner through the area that I live in. So I guess they realize that we have trash pickup Monday mornings, and people just will bring their trash and set it somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we are having a littering and a dumping problem here as well.
Very sad to hear it.
It's increased. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Messages as we go to the break. This person says here, oh boy, Freeport's getting nasty. If you see trash, Nassau people must have been there. Oh, well, I don't know. Okay. All right, so, hey, if we don't get an answer to this trivia question, we're going to have to do a different question. So, or
fly me in and give me the ticket.
Right. We'll consider that one too.
Why is this not an option?
We're going to take a break for the news and be back with Morning Blend Business. Stay with us.
My side news, I say they cheap. See, I's a Bahamian, and I like the Vince. I like the Lakers too, but only when they win. I's a Bahamian, Shopping is a thing. Go Miami for 2 days, come back talking with slang. See, I's a Bahamian, I come with a price. You say you want my vote, better treat me right. Them Africo Conky Joe, oh how I love them so they know. And you know, yes, and you how Bahamian go. How they go, how they go, how they go.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Thursday, June 29th, 2023. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. And this morning, we are always happy to have with us our Access Accelerator Small Business Development segment, our twice monthly series on the show. And today, we are talking about the Brand Playbook Training Series. This is under the Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative. Here to tell us all about this, we're very pleased to welcome to the show Innovation Manager Bria DeVoe and Training Series Moderator Kendrick Delaney. Great to have you all with us. Welcome.
Hey,
welcome back.
Thank you. Morning.
All right, get a little bit closer to the mics for us, and there we go. All right. So let's talk about this. This is new. This is brand new. What are we dealing with here? What is this, and how did this come about?
So yeah, every last summer, SBDC put on a great summer workshop, and this year they reached out to me. I'm also the owner of the New Duff, and really just to see how we can kind of duplicate some of the efforts around branding and marketing for other local businesses, right? The great thing about branding, I tell everybody this, is whether you like it or not, as well as yourself work in the branding department, so you got to use that to build your reputation, right? Whether it's for good or it's bad, you want to build your reputation, and brand is how you really sell more products. It's really how you earn more money. So together with the SBDC team, we worked on this series, which is 8 classes. It's every Tuesday and Thursday, starting July 18th. And we're going to be teaching them the basics, everything from the fundamentals of like what is a brand, and then we're going to fund protecting that brand. Like, how do you get it to be a big world-class brand?
Yeah. Branding, it's a hot buzzword these days. We've got a branding segment on our show once a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, that's coming up tomorrow. But let's talk more about it and understanding it and really getting into the fundamentals. Do people here seem to understand that, how important it is and to have the right brand and what you represent?
What I would say for sure, Bahamians understand foreign brands very well. Yeah. We know what Tide is, we know what McDonald's is, we know what Wendy's is. I don't think that it's inherent for most companies in the Bahamas to realize that you can harness that. You can harness that for your own business. Sometimes they think of a logo and think of colors, but that's really scratching the surface of what brand is. Brand is really telling a story about who you are as a company, getting your customers to fall in love with you. And this is my favorite thing, it helps them to know what you're famous for, right? So if the number one question you need to ask yourself today, and your customers are asking this every day when they make a purchase from you or your competitors, they're wanting to know, what are you famous for? Yeah. And the answer to that is, for most Bahamian businesses, I'm famous for everything, right? And that's a problem, right? You can't be everything to everything. Everyone
just talked about it. The fruit and vegetable stall that sells T-shirts and all those other things there,
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
That's a challenge.
Correct. So once you start to get that, you decide what I want my reputation to be, what is the quality and pricing of my products. Then you just kind of keep on hitting that nail over and over and over again. It doesn't mean that you can't add more products or services, right? Like the new Duff started off as a Duff company. I can't tell you guys how many million times people have approached me for old Duff, for carrot cakes, for raisin bread. For the first 2 years of my business, I could have easily opened up a generic bakery. But by staying focused on the new Duff, which is really just individual servings of guava Duff, using the same old-fashioned recipes, what I've been able to do is really carve out a marketplace for myself. I think that most people, when they see my brand colors and the logos, they understand what it is, and then I absolutely dominate the space when it comes to marketing because I know that that's going to help me to connect with my customers.
Right. Well, okay, so I was going to ask, I mean, this is tricky. We're going to get ourselves into problems here. But besides the new Duff, are there Bahamian brands that you think they get it?
Absolutely, yeah. Like some of the companies that I really like, I think they have a great story, and it's something that most Bahamians are familiar with. When I think about other brands that Bahamians are passionate about, things like Kelly's, they know exactly what they're going to get from Kelly's. They know exactly what they're going to get from AID. So there are companies out there who's definitely doing it. What I like about SBDC in particular is that they're funding small businesses, people who have a great idea. They might be an expert at, shoe polishing, right? That doesn't mean that they know necessarily how to build a brand around that. And that's what this series is dedicated to. Like, hey, let me take your passion and your expertise and build a brand around that. So other small businesses in the field that I think are really doing well through SBDC are persons like Pulpy. I don't know if you've heard of them, ice cream store. Extremely unique perspective on ice creams. Great job at keeping to that tropical feeling, that really fresh fruit and locally sourced fruits in their products. And this is what we want to do with this series. We want to help each of those businesses who are listening today to come. It's a free workshop. You just have to sign up on the website. And the great part about it is you're going to get over 8 sessions. You're going to hear from persons like myself, persons like Quinn Russell from Lewis & Steen, and a host of other designers and graphic artists who are helping to kind of make Bahamian brands world-class.
So what if you are a small business, you're just starting out, and you're like, I need to throw out a lot of things to see which one sticks, and then I will develop my brand. Is that some direction you can go, or should you know from day one that this is going to be the product, this is us, this is who we are?
Right. Great question. I think that nobody starts. I mean, if you saw what some of the logos start like in around the world, even Apple started off with this very colorful dragon on top of an Apple logo, right? And now you see it today. It's a sleek white or black apple. That's all it is. That evolution is a very natural process of branding. So the great thing, what I would say is Bahamians love logos. Like I've seen a lot of logos come through SBDC. I see them on Facebook. A logo it's a logo mark. They call it a mark. It's an emblem. It's something that just reminds very sleek and simple. It should look great in black and white. That's a very good test. If your logo is doing well, if it just take out all the color, and if it's still doing the job that it needs to do, it is. And if it's not, then that's where a workshop like this will help, because we can help you to figure out how to streamline that. But yes, brands evolve. Just start asking yourself today, what do I want to be famous for? What is it that I want my customers to remember me for? Not like, I'm not talking like Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie famous. I'm just talking about what is it that you want to be known for? Because when you're known for everything, you're known for nothing, right? And customers, if you think about them driving by a retail space or walking through a mall, they're already thinking about the company they want to go to, who is going to solve this problem for me. So if anybody's listening today and they want to know what am I want to be famous for, think about who your target market is right now. That's the first place to go. Who's the customer, and what are they coming to you for?
Yeah. Well, I want to get to marketing in a bit, but I think earlier you mentioned even using bad publicity, using that in a good way. Let's talk more about that, because that often happens around here. There'll be someone, especially in this age of social media, will do a post and that will go viral more than the stuff that you were promoting. But how do you turn that around?
So viral content is one of these phenomenons that brands can harness in a lot of different ways. But when I say that every employee in your business is in the branding and the marketing department, that's something that you should be concerned about as a business owner. That means that, as you just said, like if a customer is coming into your store and your employees are chopping vegetables on the floor, for example, taped, it's likely that you're going to get a lot of infamy, and it's not necessarily the kind of publicity that you want.
Right.
But sometimes that could also work in your favor. I remember working at another company here in the Bahamas who had sponsored a young lady who had been for the first time to Florida, and she confused the two states.
Infamous.
Yeah.
Right.
And what they did, which I thought was such clever marketing at the time, was to sponsor this person with some roaming plans, and this became one of the most sought after plans at this company afterwards, because people really thought that, the consumer the target market of that person who made the comments on social media was exactly the consumer that this company needed to reach, right? So you have to talk to people where they're at. You can't reach them, you don't want to put it in a periodical or some kind of big magazine, if your market is. And I love that content, using the viral content in that way.
Yeah, that's a good one there. All right, so marketing. Do we understand how this really works here? What does marketing mean to Bahamian businesses, and what should it mean?
It's a great question. I like the marketing in the Bahamas. I think it could definitely, it's evolving. I think when we think about traditional marketing in the Bahamas, the first thing comes to mind is TV, radio, newspapers. And I think that a lot of younger persons are kind of emancipating themselves with social media entirely, right? And, building your business entirely on digital. That's a great strategy when you don't have any money. But I would say that should not be your only strategy, right?
Right.
The number one thing about
especially not abandoning radio.
Absolutely, yeah. So because these other channels have worked, they have proven track records, and what I like most about traditional marketing channels is that you reach a large segment of the Bahamas. For example, you can be sure that they have some community-related, interests. They definitely understand the pulse of the Bahamas, and reaching out to them on various channels is really great. So I think that all marketing, if you're not able to spend money, if not a lot of money, you should definitely look into all marketing channels, not just digital.
Yeah. Wow. All right, so innovation manager. What does that mean, Bria DeVoe? What do you do there at A Squared SBDC?
Great question. So the innovation manager is responsible for all of our external programs. So I sit under the external relations team. So we work with all of our programming that you see out in the public, all of the partnerships that we deal with, all of these training programs, that especially the Creative Playbook or any of the other initiatives you've seen come out over the past couple of months. You'll be from entrepreneurs, women's entrepreneurship, and this is now a portion of the creative entrepreneurship program that we have. So.
All right. So how does it work? If I want to be a part of this or want to be a part of the training, what do I do? Do I have to be an existing client, or can I be listening to this and say, hey, I'm a small business and I need this. I need help in this area.
So this can be open to anybody. We do have training programs that are for our existing clientele, but luckily we're opening that up to everybody. So we want people from everywhere in the country. So it's not just a New Providence program. It's going to be a hybrid program. So partially online, partially in person. And we want to include everybody. So new businesses, existing businesses, anybody that really needs that branding help. Just because you've been around for 10 years or in the SBDC or might have an advisor doesn't mean that you can't benefit from this brand playbook series. So we want to make sure that we can reach as many people as possible.
Yeah. I can imagine, because we've seen some old brands make some mistakes, and whoa, how did this pass through all the scrutiny? How? Who approved? Anyway, but so people need help. So what do you need to do if you want to be a part of it?
Yeah, so you can visit our website, accessaccelerator.org. Sorry, and you will be able to see the sign up on our website. You can also call our office or visit our office to sign up.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. Okay, let's take a break. And then when we come back, we've got a lot more questions. Some text messages coming in as well. We're talking about the brand playbook training series. We're going to get some more details about it. And we've got Bria DeVoe and Kendrick Delaney with us. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.
KB and Sting, coming with the Bahamian team. Come on. Woo! Oh, yeah.
Bahamas games? What was the purpose of the games?
The purpose is twofold. One, to bring Bahamians from throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas together through sports. And the second, to find talented athletes throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to be trained and possibly make it to the Olympic level.
When the games is?
This July 7th to the 15th.
For more info, call 322-1029.
It's that time again.
Sign up now for the Michael Scooter Red Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic, taking place July 24 to the 30th at the Hope Center and the Candlelight Exchange. Call 601-4842 for more information. Powered by the Bryce Newbold Foundation.
It's game time.
Wait, you know what going down tomorrow?
Nobody, what happening?
Joe bringing these knives to school. He could do Junior in. For what? Wait, he fooled with Joe girl.
Mother sick. And you know Junior don't back down for nothing. So that means you got a big fight tomorrow.
So whose side you on?
Side? I trying to stay in school, not Simpson Pen. We gotta tell somebody about this fight.
Tell somebody? I ain't no snitch. I mean cool, you know.
Wait, if you so cool, then you need to stay in school and stay out of the fight.
Yeah, but if I don't hang on Joe's side, how many boys coming for me next?
Alright, so we definitely gotta tell somebody. We gotta prevent the fight.
What I say, I don't want nobody call me snitch.
We could just call Crime Stoppers. You could report what you know, and nobody gotta know it's you.
So how did I wait?
All you gotta do is call them, or you text them through the Crack Crime Bahamas app, and nobody can know it's you.
Then the police come looking for me for more info, and when they finish with them, Joe them coming looking for me.
Crime Stoppers, the calls go directly to Miami, and they don't ask nothing about you. Then you can get the pen from them, and they can claim a reward later using that same pen.
Plus, everything's scrambled, so nobody can read what you saying.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau, or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
I've been everywhere, man. Janae's Uniform Center. We've traveled to every island in this here land, man. We go everywhere. We can go to every rock and key, Abaco to Inagua, even Ragged Island, The Rock. Celebrate our country's 50th independence with Janae's special limited edition. Sublimated t-shirts and caps in 10 different styles and colors. Get up to 50% off on cotton polo shirts only. Don't forget to embroider your company's logo to celebrate this independence at Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Call 394-8385 or 6. WhatsApp text only 817-3295. Email sales.
Don't go downtown. I ain't keeping sweetheart no more. Oh, I can wash and go for you. Do the things I used to do. Yes, I ain't lying this time. It's true. Yeah. Oh, I clean your fingernails. Yes. Stay out of jail. Oh, I can love you better than before. Put that suitcase down. Don't go keep sweetheart no more. I can clean no more, girl. Oh, girl, I can keep sweetheart.
We're back here with Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. We are talking with Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center about the brand playbook training series. We've got Bria DeVoe and Kendrick Delaney with us. All right, we've got some questions. We'll get back to specifics of the program in a bit, but some questions on the text line. You can text us as well, 422-4796, or tweet us at morningblend969. Or Facebook us as well. This person's asking, how do you build a brand if you are a home-based business and you've got no storefront?
That's a great question. I think that, I started my business from home, so I definitely know how it feels to not be thinking of yourself as, a competitor with others, but you definitely can carve out a space with your look and feel. So that means whatever you do, branding is in so many different areas. Here's a good example. Let's just say you're a home-based business and you're an esthetician, you do facials and whatnot, right? You can actually start by thinking about your customer journey, right? A customer journey sounds very complex, but it's very simple. It's how do people learn about you? How do they pay for your service? How do the experience they have whilst they're doing your service? And then after they're finished, how do they give you feedback, right? Those 4 areas. And so in those 4 areas, you just need to start with area number 1. How do they learn about me? Where is it that they're going to be booking you? Do you have a website? Can you create one? Something that has your look and feel. And look and feel is something that we can talk about a little later, but your website could be a very good place for that. Your business card can also be a very simple place for that. Here's a creative way for just creative tip from business cards. In front of it, of course, you need to have your contact information, but on the back of a business card, nobody is saying you can't do anything cool. If you are an esthetician, maybe you have the 4 steps to make your skin perfect every morning. It's in my wallet. That makes me feel like, every time I pull out your card, even if I'm just trying to make a booking, I could be reminded of the 4 steps on how to keep my skin glowing, right? On your website, when I press your booking and I make a payment, instead of a boring email that says you've been booked, why not have something as a wow experience via email? Maybe you can do a GIF, something that celebrates the fact that you are on your path to good facial health or whatever it might, good skincare. Customers learn about your products in so many different ways. They experience your brand in so many ways. And there's a lot of opportunities that are absolutely free, to get your customers to remember who you are. And I think most of the people listening today will also say that when you finish a service, that's where a lot of businesses are done with you, right? They don't necessarily reach out to you again. But if you really wanted to go wow your customers, this is where you go back in. You say, like, every time I finish a manicure or a facial, whatever it might be, you send out a brilliant card to thank that person and say, hey, I've pre-booked you for the next 3 months, and here's a free $50 off coupon at Lowe's Pharmacy, which I have a discount with, and you can get, that product or that service under my name, under this company's name, or the discount. So all of those things are for home-based businesses, like just thinking about how many touch points do you have with the customer.
Yeah. What if you don't have any of those type connections yet? You're not established enough yet to provide those extra add-ons.
So provide the service yourself. Like, here's another way to do it. Like, I would say is every time you have a booking, why not impute or add the cost of a freebie to the customer? So if you can offer them even a basic bottle of moisturizer, facial moisturizer, that might cost you $6. You add it to your price of $90, so it's $96 for the service. When they're walking out with this kit that makes them feel great about themselves. It makes them feel great about your service. And every time they pump that bottle on their kitchen counter, they're going to think about your business.
Yeah. Wow, great idea. So business cards are still needed.
Business cards are fortunately and unfortunately still needed. I think that business cards used to be a bit more blasé before, but I think nowadays there's creative ways to use this, right? Like I said, I think having reminders or touch points for your brand on the back of your business cards, maybe it's just a photo, something that's really fun for people to see or to remember. Bartender, and you want to get more bookings, put a really great personal cocktail recipe on the back there. Why not? And this is the thing that gets passed around now. Oh, you want to learn how to make a Bloody Mary? This guy, his card has the recipe on the back there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's excellent. All right, so you mentioned it. I think a lot of small businesses think they don't need a website. I can put everything on Facebook. Why shouldn't you do that?
It depends. I think that you certainly can have just a social media present. Depends on your business. And that's the great thing about this series as well. Like, over the next 8 weeks, if you join us, we're going to help you figure out where you land with all of this. What do you need to spend money on? You don't have to do everything, okay? That's very, very critical. You don't, if you're a doctor's office if you sell to other businesses, for example, like you're wholesaling sandals to other retailers, there's no need for you to do a lot of social media marketing, because that's not where your customer is. You understand? So you might not even need a social media presence. But if you are a customer that offers retail services, you want people to be able to have the ease of booking your services, you definitely need a website.
Yeah.
People today, consumers today, we've seen it. We know it's out there. We don't want to be behind. Even in the Bahamas, everybody is excited about having access to more ease and efficiency when it comes to connecting with their businesses. So I would say a simple one-page website is all you need. Who are you? What do you do? How do you get in contact with me? That's it. Nothing major. Of course, if you offer different services that can be booked online, I would recommend you trying to host some kind of a retail presence as well.
And I don't know, maybe I'm old school, but I still feel you are more authentic. You're a real business. If you have a Facebook, if you have a website, you know. I don't know what this is about. All right, so should you seek professional help in? Go on, Laverne.
I'm saying it sounds like you're a little prejudiced about the Facebook websites. You want them to have their own standalone website.
I mean, I don't think you should rely on another company to provide all your information, right? And I think you're looking for trouble.
I got you, but I have also a question. Building your brand and telling your story. Good morning, everybody. I didn't even say that. I apologize. But how impactful is it to send out like those like mass email?
Blast emails.
How impactful? Yeah, those blasts.
I personally don't like blast email myself, but I will tell you this much. All of the companies that I want to hear from, they're top of my box and they're not blocked. So let the consumer make that decision. I think it's a great tool to have. It's, again, one of the almost free things that you can do as a business. Send out emails to your customers. And those customers who want to hear from you, they definitely will receive your emails. My mom loves JCPenney, okay? They're
still around?
Yeah, I didn't even know they were around. 30 emails from JCPenney, and I'm trying to delete them for her, and she's like, that's all. I'm learning what's happening, what's coming out. She wants new sandals, whatever. So what I'm saying is your consumer will find you. They will follow you. They will evangelize for you. You need to kind of just, Laverne, just to answer your question, go for it. And let's see what the person say back to you.
Wow. Do you need professional help in establishing your brand, in defining your brand, or can you do it on your own?
I think that it's possible to do it on your own, but you really need. I think one of the things that people stumble on with branding is trying to do everything or replicating everything that competitors are doing, and that's where it gets costly. And I think that turns off a lot of people. The first place to start, though, is just to look at your business. So. Again, SBDC is great at this, at helping you to write a business plan, to really focus on your target market, help you developing a marketing plan. But all of that can be wrapped up in together with your branding, your brand and your marketing strategy. So to answer that question, start where you need to figure out what you want to be famous for. I can't keep on stop saying that. Like, if you know that you want to be famous for as a pediatrician in the Bahamas, who is your customer? The customers are not the kids. It's not the kids at all. It's the parent, right? The ones who make the decision about where they're taking their kids for care. So that means, how do I speak to them? Can my logo be funny or bubbly text or like playful? No. People want seriousness when it comes to care. And then at the same time, it's a pediatrician, right? So mom to take her kids to this place, it needs to feel safe. There needs to be toys. It needs to be. So there's a lot of thinking that needs to go on at the beginning. The most important investment you can make in a brand is at that first stage, because I tell people this as well. Once you have your branding guide solid, you don't have to think about marketing ever again. You can give it to Guardian Radio and say, "Here's my brand marketing guide. I'm coming on your show. I'd love to talk about something. This is how I want, let's talk about, my tone is serious. I want to be a professional. I want to be an expert at pediatrician." You can use it with other persons as well. It doesn't have to be your tool alone.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of text messages. You can text us as well. Again, 422-4796, or tweet us at morningblend969. This person says, ask if it's okay to send your product.
So WhatsApp is actually a really interesting thing. I did a study on this a couple of years ago. Did you know that in the Bahamas, the top 3 apps are Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram? I didn't know that before. Now there's other competitors, like there's a gaming app, there's Sheen, which is one of the top apps inside the Bahamas. But what I would say is, to answer that question, WhatsApp is where people are at.
Wow.
Okay. Great thing about WhatsApp is that it has business or developers tools. If you are a business, and I know I want to speak to Laverne's point, WhatsApp and Instagram have a ton of tools that are free. Free tools. That means you get to put your catalog out there. You can have auto reply messages on WhatsApp, like automatically telling customers your top 3 questions that you normally get, automatically respond to them. If you want to invest a bit more into WhatsApp, just like Instagram, you can pay for services as a business owner as well, which allows people like, right now I order KFC on WhatsApp. I just text them and, they have that feature available, and you can do this for your business as well. So if you're thinking about whether I should use WhatsApp, absolutely. People will opt out, let them opt out, but your followers will want to know.
So people will be able to get more of these nuggets of wisdom from you at these training sessions, right?
Absolutely, yeah, myself and the other speakers, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about that. Is this still applicable, the early sign-up bonus?
Yep. Yeah, the early sign-up bonus is available now. The great thing about this is that if you are one of the first few people to sign up, we're going to give you actually your own professionally made reel. All right. Reels are where the marketing eyes are right now. People love short video content. And if you have trouble making them, I know I absolutely dread having to put together a reel every day. But having somebody in your team who's a professional, and that's SBDC is going to produce one of these for you free of charge if you sign up this week. We will be selecting the first set of people to get a free reel, and then that reel is going to be posted prior to the session. You're going to be able to also look at it after the session. Like, now that I've had this ability to learn about branding and marketing, what is my tone of voice? Did I do that in this reel? Did I tell people what I want to be famous for? Did I put my colors of my brand in there? So there are some terms applied to this. If you are signing up early and you want to get a free reel, we do want to make sure that you have a social media platform. So I'm curious if anybody's listening, does anybody not have a social media page for their business right now? Do you know? So this is one of the crazy things that I've learned about that persons aren't even, they're all free to sign up for. So that would be something good to discuss. If you have one, we want to make sure that it's a business page, not a personal page, because that's a big difference. And then the third thing is we want to make sure that you are agreeing to sign up for all 8 sessions, because each session is building on the next. It starts off the very basic fundamentals, and it's going to go all the way through to how to fund your ideas.
So that's for everybody, or people who sign up for the early sign-up bonus?
So the only thing you get with the early sign-up bonus gives you a free reel. Everybody else still gets all of the other perks of the program.
Right. So you do want everyone to sign up for all 8?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. All right, so let's talk more about that. Who can do this, and how that works, and how much is it going to cost? Tell us about that.
So anybody can sign up, like we discussed earlier. We want everyone across all the islands to sign up for this. It's free of programs. We offer them free of charge. So training's a really important pillar to the Access Accelerator. It's one of the main things that allows us to see businesses actually grow. So we want to make sure that businesses have the opportunity to meet industry leaders and people that started off similar to them, like Kendrick was discussing. He started off as a home-based business, and I can pretty much see the new Duff coming a mile away. So we want to make sure that people can relate to people who are facilitating them. So sign up on our website, accessaccelerator.org, or you can visit our social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and get all of our contact information from there. Call our office or reach out to anybody at the Access Accelerator to get any information on how to sign up.
How long are the training sessions, and what are the dates? Do we know the dates as yet?
Yeah, so it starts on July 17th, and they are Tuesdays and Thursdays for an hour and a half for 4 weeks.
Okay, it sounds pretty good there. And at the end of it, what were we going to say? What can you guarantee something like at the end of this? You are going to have the best brand in your whole sector. What are we going to say?
We can't guarantee that, but what I can definitely guarantee all of the listeners today is that if you know somebody who's struggling with their business, they want to increase their revenues, they're trying to figure out which products or services to cut, or they might not even know that that's something they need to do. This session is going to help you figure that out. Okay, so at the end of it,
talking to my mom, that won't be enough. Mommy says I need to do.
Moms are important to branding and marketing. I tell you why, because they have a pulse, right? On a lot of things that we, especially at myself, I learned when it coming back to the Bahamas, I didn't really, know which phone plans to buy or where to get an ironing board, but they know where these things are at.
Right.
So talk to them. They're going to give you the best information from the ground up. And but just to go back to your point, I think, if you know what you're famous for with your business, if you can walk away from this session saying, I want to be famous for X, we can help you build a brand around that. Yeah. All right. And that's what we want to do. I love the fact that SBDC has made sure that the ground in the Bahamas when it comes to entrepreneurship is fertile, it's watered. If you need assistance and hand-holding, that is there, especially for small businesses like myself. It could be so tremendous to kind of push a stone up a hill, and then when you think you've reached the top of the hill, there's just another big one right behind it. So I feel like for everybody listening, I know you've probably signed up for a workshop or maybe even to get a business plan with SBDC before, but go back, keep on knocking on the doors. Everybody there is really wanting to help, and they're going to help you push that stone up the hill a bit further.
Yeah, and bring it free.
Exactly.
You can't beat this.
I want to is talking a little bit about all of these things that, what do you want to be famous for? Who's your target market? And that's sometimes scary to a lot of people who haven't done these trainings. So you will learn how to decipher those things in the Creative Brand Book series. So we want to make sure that you don't need to have those answers coming in. You'll be able to learn that on the training series. And pretty much any workshop series that you see from Access Accelerator, we start from the ground up to make sure everyone's able to learn from where they're at. So if you are a brand new business, that might actually just be an idea that you have, it's welcome and open to you to learn. And you might learn something from your other participants, which is a key aspect of our training series also.
Yeah. July 17th?
18th is the first day.
18th through the 10th of August. July begins Saturday. So is there a deadline to sign up?
There is a deadline to sign up. The signups are open right now, and within the next week, we're going to probably be closing that. So I would say by the end of next week, if you haven't signed up yet, definitely go and do it today. We're all weekend we're open. If you're in the family, join this call. These sessions. This is a great opportunity for you, particularly because you're going to be learning from other businesses in the Bahamas, and it's a virtual program at the moment. We're hoping to have a few more hybrid lessons as well, and so you can look out for more information about that. But the signups are open right now, so no worries. Go ahead and sign up at the moment.
And any limit to number that you can accommodate for this first cohort here, or how many can you take?
So luckily, since it's virtual, we have a pretty large cap. So we'll if we get to the point where we're at a limit, I would love that, because that means that we're doing something right and we need another cohort. But right now we have a really large sign-up capability.
Excellent. Again, remind people how to sign up, what they need to do.
You can go to accessaccelerator.org and sign up for the Brand Playbook series. You can visit our social media platforms where we'll have the flyers posted, so our Facebook and Instagram platforms. You can also call our office where you can get that contact information from our website.
Okay. Wonderful stuff. Bria DeVoe, Kendrick Delaney, thank you so much. Great discussion this morning. Thank you. Off here, we'll talk what you think about Guardian Radio's brand during the break. We're going to be back after these messages. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian.
My hometown, this sure is sure, oh, when they come down, smiling faces over here. This welcome awaits you. Oh, when you get here, you hear them. Oh, no, we didn't know. Say, someone sweet like this. Oh, no, we didn't know. Like someone sweet like that. Oh, no, we didn't know. Say, someone sweet like this. Oh, no, we didn't know. Like someone sweet like that. Summer is made up with his mainline and keys. And still all these, there's no place like these. Southeast winds are blowing down Elizabeth Harbor. Oh, let me go, let me do the ling-a-ling. Oh, no, we didn't.
I've been everywhere, man.
Janae's Uniform Center. We've traveled to every island in this here land, man. We go everywhere. We can go to every rock and key, Abaco to Inagua, even Ragged Island, The Rock. Celebrate our country's 50th independence with Janae's special limited edition. Sublimated t-shirts and caps in 10 different styles and colors. Get up to 50% off on cotton polo shirts only. Don't forget to embroider your company's logo to celebrate this independence at Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Call 394-8385 or 6. WhatsApp text only 817-3295. Email sales@janaes.com.
I've been everywhere.
Hey, you know what's going down tomorrow?
Nobody, what happening? Joe bringing these knives to school? He could do Junior in? For what? Well, he fooled with Joe girl. Mother sick. And you know Junior don't bark down for nothing. So that means he got a big fight tomorrow. So whose side you want? Side? I trying to tell somebody about this fight. Tell somebody? I ain't no snitch. I mean cool, you know. Wait, if you so cool, then you need to stay in school and stay out of the fight. Yeah, but if I don't hang on Joe's side, how many boys coming for me next? All right, so we definitely gotta tell somebody. We gotta prevent the fight. What I say, I don't want nobody call me snitch. We could just call Crime Stoppers. You could report what you know, and nobody gotta know it's you. So how did boy? All you gotta do is call them, or you text them through the Crack Crime Bahamas app, and nobody can know it's you. Then the police come looking for me for more info, and when they finish with them, Joe them coming looking for me? When you call Crime Stoppers, the calls go directly to Miami, and they don't ask nothing about you. Then you can get the pin from them, and they can claim a reward later using that same pin.
Plus, everything's scrambled, so nobody can read what you saying.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
It's that time again! Sign up now for the Michael Scooter and Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic, taking place July 24 to the 30th at the Hope Center and the Candlelight Exchange. Call 601-4842 for more information. Powered by the Bryce Newbold Foundation.
It's game time. Bahama Rock.
It's Bahama Rock! It's time to rock to the best in Bahamian music. Bahama Rock, the national all-Bahamian concert, takes place this Saturday at the Westin Esplanade, starting at 6 p.m., featuring our Grammy Award-winning Bahamian, along with a cast of the best in Bahamian entertainment. Bahama Rock! Come out and celebrate with all your favorite Bahamian entertainers live on stage this Saturday, July 1st. To get your free tickets, log on to www.celebrate-bahamas.com or check out Celebrate Bahamas on Facebook.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
It is time for your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL. The Bahamas Real Estate Association is calling on the government to delay its fixed value-added tax of 10% on all foreign real estate purchases for 90 days and to consult with real estate professionals on the change that they say could affect transactions and calls for them to change listing prices. BRIA Director Philip Kemp saying in a press statement that while real estate professionals understand the government's need to collect taxes, they're searching for a balanced approach to the proposed VAT change. The statement saying that BRIA's immediate concerns that the sudden and substantial increase in real property VAT tax could have unintended consequences and place an unnecessary liability on property owners, purchasers, real estate and legal professionals, as well as inland revenue and financial institutions from the fallout of existing transactions secured by a contract but will now be adversely affected by a sudden and unexpected increase in tax. You can read more about their concerns in today's Guardian Business section. As the Bahamas and the wider Caribbean petition for fairer access to climate financing, the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, in a new analysis said that several factors, including high levels of government debt, data gaps, and a lack of effective carbon pricing, have contributed to lower climate financing in the region. Prime Minister Philip Davis, as CARICOM chairman, has advocated strongly over the duration of his chairmanship for the region to form a bloc to demand fairer climate pricing or financing, noting that the current level of private climate finance in the Caribbean region falls well short of what is needed. The IMF says that addressing the aforementioned obstacles. During the recent summit for a new global financing pact in Paris, the IDB, the Inter-American Development Bank, and its president calling for rapid development of instruments like debt-to-nature swaps to increase the financial instruments that the countries most at risk from climate change are able to access. He's also suggesting the development of tools such as sustainability-linked bonds and disaster clauses and other multilateral development institutions, governments, and the private sector to collaborate to develop the financial tools that will help to ease the financial burden on vulnerable countries by redistributing the risk. And pointing to a cost of living crisis in the Caribbean, the World Food Program, in its just-released 2023 Caribbean Food Security and Livelihood Survey, finding that although there was a 10% decrease in the number of people who remain food insecure in the region, 52% are still struggling in this regard. For the Bahamas specifically, 80% of respondents reported a change in their shopping behavior in the 2 weeks leading up to the survey, which was conducted in May. 100% of respondents noted an increase in food prices, and 40% noted reduced food consumption, while 20% noted a lack of food stock. More on that in today's Guardian business section as well. Overseas, showing surprising resilience in the face of higher interest rates, the U.S. economy grew at a 2% annual pace from January through March as consumers spent at the fastest pace in nearly 2 years. The year from the Commerce Department sharply upgraded its assessment of first quarter growth from the previous estimate of 1.3% annual rate. Despite the uptick, the government's third and final report on January through March economic growth still marked a deceleration from the 2.6% annual rate from October through December and the 3.2% growth from July through September. The economy has been slowed by the Federal Reserve's aggressive drive to tame inflation through a series of interest rate hikes beginning early last year. And on the verge of tears, one man recalling watching a video of a child being molested, another of a woman being killed. 8 hours a day, his job as a content moderator for a Facebook contractor required hours so the world wouldn't have to. Some overwhelmed colleagues would scream and cry. He's one of nearly 200 former employees in Kenya who are suing Facebook and local contractor Sama over working conditions that could have implications for social media moderators around the world. It's the first known court challenge outside the United States, where Facebook settled with moderators in 2020. The group was employed at the social media giant's outsourced hub for content moderation in Kenya's capital of Nairobi, where workers screen posts, videos, messages, and other content from users across Africa, and they remove any illegal or harmful material that breaches its community standards in terms of service. Moderators from several African countries are seeking $1.6 billion compensation after alleging poor working conditions, including insufficient mental health support and low pay. Earlier this year, they were laid off by Sama as it left the business of content moderation. They assert that the companies are ignoring a court order for their contracts to be extended until the case is resolved. Facebook and Sama have defended their employment practices. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Wednesday, your market movers. Consolidated Water down 9 cents, closing at 473. Emira Incorporated down 4 cents, closing at 992. The BISX All-Share Index closing at 2,557.14, unchanged. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And Laverne, hey, that's a very interesting story with the content moderators out of Africa. Never thought about it. Somebody has to watch the videos to make sure it's suitable to be posted. Can you imagine the things that people here are trying to post on Facebook?
I couldn't imagine, and I'm horrified that that's even a job. But I understand, somebody's got to do it. There to filter out what.
But the stuff that already gets on disturbs me. So imagine the stuff that doesn't get on. Huh. Wow. Anyway, okay. We'll see what comes out of that one. But anyway, Laverne, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Likewise. Thank you for the opportunity.
I'll talk to you again next week. Have a great one. And folks, I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, have a great day, everybody. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.